Okay, so today I'm making a video about my bag setup. What's made me want to make this video is that I've been searching for bags for years, as I've been carrying them for years, and I can't really seem to find the right one. I've gone from those like your regular everyday backpack that you get at like Walmart or the thrift store to the single shoulder strap ones or the tactical ones with all the MOLLE webbing on the front, and they all seem to have a couple of the same issues, which is you're gonna have like pouches that are too big attached to them or too small. And you can't fit everything you need to in there, or there's just too much space and then the bag is too big. You'll have like 7 different pin slots when it comes to organization, and while I can see why you would need 7 pins, and I do carry a decent amount of pins, as you'll see, they never really work because you slide them in there, and then as the bag gets tossed around throughout the day, they slide out and everything just ends up at the bottom of that pouch. So they've got that. You've got all those little 2 to 3 inch squares that they'll just sew in there randomly for you to put stuff in, and whatever they were thinking about how I should organize my bag just never worked for me. So about 6 months ago, I sat down and thought about what I really needed out of a bag and settled on the clamshell design, which is this. This is the Able Carry Max EDC. I've got it in ripstop. I think it also comes in one called X-Pack, which is kind of like a sailcloth material. It's laminated, so it's a little more water resistant, but the downside is it can delaminate with time, which means it's going to look like crap in a few years from everything I read. So I settled with the ripstop. It's not a terribly crazy looking bag, but I like it. It does suffer from an issue of standing up. You kind of have to pack things in there right because the bottom of it is just collapsible. As you'll see right there, that's all just literal ripstop material. But anyways, digging into it. On the outside, I got a Leatherman with the jankiest mounting hardware, but it works. Over here, I have what's called a Hero Clip. I've used this a couple times. It's basically just a carabiner, but then it can turn into a hook, and it holds a decent amount of weight. It's nice if it's like wet and you want to keep your bag dry. And then I throw a couple carabiners on here just for anything random I want to attach, and then I got my sunglasses. The bag itself has this split opening in the front. I use this as kind of like a dump pouch. You can sort a little bit. I've never used this zipper, but it is there. I just use it to dump things in quickly. It's a pretty solid little spot. It's a little hard to zip backwards, but getting into it, this is the clamshell. So my idea was to use bags within the clamshell to sort things into just categories. So I've been using these Klein bags. They're a little big, but they're made out of canvas, so they're going to last a long time. This one, if it's not self-explanatory by the color, it's kind of like your boo-boo kit and medicine. Got allergy medicine, sunscreen, Band-Aids, all that's in there, painkillers. In this black bag, this is where I keep all the technology. So I got a little battery backup. This will put out 210 watts. I've never needed that, but say you got a friend with a laptop or something, you can juice them up. I do carry a multimeter with me. I tend to use these relatively frequently outside of work, so I got this one and threw it in here. It's nothing terribly crazy. Got some extra cables for charging phones, as well as a brick. There it is. This is one of those little GAN bricks. If you don't know about these, they're about half the size of the old ones, and they still put out the same power. So this one's 20 watts. So it will fast charge your phone. They get a little toasty, but I like them. And lastly, the thing that I'm working on adding in here is a battery setup. So this is just a AA. I'd like to get D batteries and AAAs and all that. But for now, this is what I've got in here. I keep it in a Ziploc just in case this gets wet, like extremely wet. And this is a lithium one. I do tend to prefer these. They seem to have pretty good shelf life. I've had this for probably 5 years now, and it still seems great in everything I put them in. So definitely do look into the lithiums if you're going to build something like this. In this gray bag, this is where I keep tools. So I've got the LTT precision bit screwdriver set. You can get whatever you want. I just like this one because it has this magnetic little sorting tray, and this pops off. You can stack it, which keeps them all sealed in there and keeps it all nice and small. It keeps shims in here. This has got me into places that I need to get legally, obviously. Don't go breaking laws. But when you need these, they work a lot better than a Red Bull can. I will say that much. I've also got a lock picking set to go along with it. Nothing crazy, but it'll get the job done. Got a ratcheting screwdriver here. Holds 12 bits in the handle. It's really nice to have an actual screwdriver when you need it. This doesn't take up a ton of space, so I don't mind carrying it. It's a lot better than using a Leatherman to try to wrench down on stuff. Electrical tape. It's like duct tape, but smaller. I love it to death. Got a Streamlight micro stream in here. This is USB rechargeable, and it's pretty bright, and it has a hat clip. So 2-in-1. You can be hands-free with it if you need to, as well as just having a regular light. I find you get about 3 to 4 hours of battery life out of these, which is not terrible. Got a lighter in here. Never underestimate carrying fire. It's something we harnessed forever ago, and now it's just for smokers is what people tend to think, but I like carrying them. I have the same thing. I carry 3 different forms of it, obviously. Stormproof matches, which I've had these for years, and I've never ever once needed them, but you never know, you might need it. This is just a little ferro rod. It's so small, I'll probably never use it either, but I keep it in here just in case. And then in this bag, this one's a little big, but I find it to be the most invaluable, primarily because when you get soaked, you're going to wish you had this. So this is a change of clothes. Keep a little belt in here. It's not my favorite belt. It's one of those groove belts. I honestly don't care for it. And then in here, got a pair of socks, a sun shirt, some sweatpants, and a t-shirt. So, got long sleeve or short sleeve options. If you get caught in the rain and you're out in the middle of nowhere, this is going to be exceptionally nice to have. Moving into the bag, I don't have a ton in here. Got some pins. This is where I was talking about. I do carry pins. I carry the Milwaukee Sharpie as well as a regular Sharpie. I find the regular Sharpie tends to not bleed as much, like outwards, so you can get much sharper lines with it. And it tends to stick to PVC better. These kind of turn purple and they're not nearly as contrasty, so I carry both. And then I've just got a mechanical pencil. If you're ever taking notes and you don't want water to ruin them if the page gets soaked, graphite's where it's at. And then I just have 3 different colors of pens, black, blue, and red. Kind of nice when you're trying to draw up a wiring diagram when you're reverse engineering something or trying to teach someone something. There's nothing in this pouch yet. Which is nice because it's out of the way, so as I find a need for it, I can put stuff there, but it's not taking up an enormous amount of space. Same goes for this little pouch back here. I'm sure you could put things like a tablet or a laptop there, but I tend to keep those in the dedicated one that we'll get to in a minute. On the outside, you got this nice sturdy, I think that's called a belt stitch. They did it in like a circle, but it's super sturdy feeling. Like this doesn't feel like it'll be falling apart anytime soon. And that's just for carrying it sideways. It's also got one of those right here that you can slide over your luggage at the airport, which I don't really fly, but it's there if you need it. Obviously there's one on the top too. Over here, there's this expandable pouch. This is really designed for a water bottle, which I've got one here I can show you. This is just your basic 32-ounce Nalgene. It fits quite a bit, and it can conceal it in there. But the issue with that, as you'll see, is it kind of eats into your bag space. So all that right there is water bottle, and there's not really a whole lot you can do to push it out. So it's nice to have when you need it. That's kind of what I've figured out about this bag, is it gives you everything you need when you need it. you will make those trade-offs at your own discretion. So it's super easy to move in and out of this bag. Over in the back, you get this concealed, there it is. It's concealed like passport pouch. Goes pretty deep. I never use it. As you can tell, there's the welcome card that came with this. I literally never use this pouch, but I'm sure once again I could find a use for it. In front of it, you get your laptop pouch. So I just keep a tablet in here. It goes pretty deep. This is a 14.5-inch tablet, I think. And what I love that they did with this bag was they took advantage of the dead space up here. So they put just 3 little pockets in here and then a big old pouch you can throw whatever you want into. I carry these little slim 5,000 milliamp hour battery packs. You can use USB or MagSafe, so it's super convenient to have whenever you need. And then just an extra pair of earbuds. I don't love those. Those are the Samsung ones, but a pair of earbuds, it's better than nothing. So that's my bag setup as of now. If you guys have any thoughts or comments, just leave them down below. And let's try to figure out how to do better bags. Later.